Hello and welcome to TradeFlow Television,
bringing you valuable analysis and actionable intelligence
through the global commodity markets.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
Global commodity markets ended 2020 on a strong note, with recovering demand and widespread stimulus packages buoying prices after a roller coaster ride caused by the global coronavirus pandemic. Rollouts of vaccines to combat the virus and trillions of dollars in fiscal support are expected to boost investment and spending in 2021, spurring demand for raw materials from oil to copper. It's been a tumultuous year for the commodity market, as the oil meltdown in March changed how we measure and gauge risk in the entire commodity sphere, Stephen Innes, chief global market strategist at brokerage Agri, told Reuters.
Oil prices are unlikely to mount much of a recovery in 2021 as a new coronavirus variant and related travel restrictions threaten already weakened fuel demand, a Reuters poll showed on Thursday. The poll of 39 economists and analysts conducted in the second half of December forecast Brent crude prices would average $50.67 per barrel next year. That is up from a poll last month that forecast a 2021 average price of $49.35 per barrel, but little changed from Brent trading at around $51 on Thursday.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
U.S. crude oil production was down more than 2 million barrels per day in October from earlier this year, as weak prices and tepid demand due to the coronavirus pandemic weighed on output, a government report showed on Thursday. The report suggested that crude demand in the world's largest economy remained below the highs of earlier this year, and production was largely flat since cuts began in the spring. Total U.S. oil demand in October was down by 2.15 million barrels of oil per day, or more than 10% below the same month a year earlier. The decline was sharper than the 9.5% seen in September.
China's energy watchdog on Thursday said oil and gas companies should restore supply of ethanol-blended gasoline as soon as possible, after learning some had stopped selling the fuel in parts of the country. The National Energy Administration said it had dispatched investigators and issued rectification orders after hearing in October of the ethanol issue in cities in Jiangsu, Anhui, Shandong and Hubei provinces. The cut in supply has coincided with a near 34% surge in Chinese corn prices on the Dalian Commodity Exchange in 2020, making corn-based ethanol more expensive. Prices hit a record high of 2,747 yuan per ton on Thursday.
Moving on to metal price moves.
After a spectacular year, precious metals are set for further gains in 2021, with silver tipped to outperform, but analysts are growing more cautious about the prospects for gold as the global economy recovers from the impact of the coronavirus. The pandemic triggered stockpiling by investors looking to protect their wealth. This, alongside supply deficits, pushed gold and palladium prices up by more than 20% this year, while silver rose 47%, and platinum 10%.
Chinese iron ore futures advanced on the last trading day of 2020 to log a 54% jump this year, their second straight annual gain, supported by supply concerns and China's robust steel demand despite the coronavirus pandemic-led disruption. Impact from the pandemic, on iron ore, was not as pessimistic as market expected, said Zhu Guiqiu, analyst with Jinrui Capital. The big jump came after Vale lowered its shipments expectations and a robust Chinese steel demand in the fourth quarter. The most actively traded iron ore futures on the Dalian Commodity Exchange, for May delivery, ended up 2.1% at 996 yuan a ton on Friday.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
Chinese soymeal futures hit their highest levels on record on the last day of 2020, buoyed by strong international soybean prices and investor bets on robust demand from the livestock sector. The most actively traded soymeal futures on the Dalian Commodity Exchange for May delivery rose 4.2% to 3,423 yuan a ton on Thursday. Soymeal prices might be even higher in the new year, said a manager at a crusher in northern China.
Finally, we have the most recent news on the financial market. The price of Bitcoin topped $29,000 on Thursday for the first time, with the digital currency almost quadrupling in value this year amid heightened interest from investors big and small alike. The world's most popular cryptocurrency touched $29,300 before pulling back, most recently down 0.67% at $28,774.36. It has surged by nearly half since breaking $20,000 for the first time on December 16. Bitcoin's potential for quick gains, as well as expectations it could become a mainstream payment method, has attracted demand from larger U.S. investors, as well as from traders who normally stick to equities.
That is all for today's news on the commodity market. Stay tuned to TradeFlow TV as we continue to provide you with more updates. You can also follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow TV1, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop.